Hello, folks. Welcome back to BS Rugby. And finally, the Six Nations is here. Hope everyone is doing well in the chat. We'll get through your comments in just a second. But the first game, of course, is Wales against Ireland. Wales travelling to the Aviva and another injury concern. But we'll get into all of that before we crack on with the pre-match chat. Please do hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. It massively helps, of course. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well and get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on the game, who's going to win, who's going to be the key players, the big decisions. As always, let me know your thoughts. I'm really eager to hear what you've got to say today. And of course, make sure that you keep it respectful in the chat as well, because we have different fans from different countries. Just try and keep it as respectful as possible. But yes, Wales against Ireland at the Aviva in Dublin. I am a Wales fan, but I have gone to the courtesy of getting an Irish jersey. So hopefully, I'm being fair to an extent. But of course, I do want Wales to win today. But I hope everyone is doing very, very well. Just to remind people, it is said in the description of the video that this isn't actually showing the game itself. I'm not allowed to do that because of copyright. The game is on free-to-view TV in the UK. It's on ITV and on S4C as well if you want to watch it. But this is a great way of just bringing fans together. We did it in lockdown quite a lot, didn't we? Where it's a good opportunity to just bring fans together. We can have a chat. So put the game on in the background. Maybe mute the game as well, and you can listen to the chat that we have together. And it's going to be some good fun today. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Damien says, come on, Wales. So at least we've got one Wales fan in here. Do let me know in the comments and in the chats who you are backing to win today. Remember, you can vote in the poll as well for who you's going to win. Leo also wants Wales to win. Connor, of course, is an Irish fan or wanting the Irish to win. James Cody, of course, you've got a lot of Irish people here today. Luke as well. Luke, hope you're doing well. I see you are actually at the Aviva, so I hope you do enjoy the game. Trevor is back in the Irish as well. Philip, how are you doing? Hope you're well, my friend. Good to see you. It is going to be a tough one, Kieran. We're going to get into the team selections and we're going to get into my predictions as well shortly. Gavin says, I think that the 40-plus winning margin for Ireland has been banded around is unwarranted. I'm sure this Welsh side has a lot to offer and could throw a few surprises. Absolutely. And they're just speaking in the studio there. Everyone is ruling Wales out. And that's when we're at our most dangerous. But there's no doubt that it's going to be a really, really tough game. You're out in Russia. What are you doing out in Russia, Kieran? Let us know. It is windy out in the Aviva, so the kicking game will be difficult. It will be, and both teams will want to kick. That is just the way that they are. They're going to want to kick quite a bit, aren't they? Come on, Ireland, says David Topping. It's going to be a physical game, but Ireland to win by 5. Dave, I used to like you. But not sure anymore. I do think it's going to be quite close. I'll give you my prediction shortly. Leo, of course, is back in Wales. Ben from Rock and Roll Rugby, hope you're doing well, mate. And enjoy the game today. Let's just say the weather here isn't anything like the one in the background. Yeah, let's hope. Well, yeah. And in Murrayfield as well. We're going to be doing a watch on for Scotland as well. It is absolutely tipping it down in Murrayfield. I've had messages from Dan, who's been on the channel before, and he's saying it's absolutely pissing it down over there. It's quiet on Facebook compared to YouTube. I'll have a look at that and I'll see what I can do. I'm not too sure what I can do about that, but I will have a look and see if there's anything that I can do about that for you. But just jump across to YouTube if you find that easier for you. I think we're also live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, on 3 Ball and a Bod group. So we're streaming on there as well. So we're streaming on a lot of platforms today. And of course, as always, make sure to let me know who you are supporting. The teams are coming out. So what we're going to do, we're going to quickly go through the teams. There's going to be so many comments coming in, but we're going to, we're going to go through them. So let's go through the Irish team. First of all, there is a change to the Welsh team, which we'll go through. But this is how the Irish line up. Hugo Keenan plays at fullback with Andrew Conway and Mac Hansen on the wing. Mac Hansen, of course, will be getting his debut today. Born in Australia, but qualifies for the Irish now, and he starts on the wing. Really electrifying, very quick, will look to attack all the time, but the pressure is going to be on him. And with the wind going the way that it is, high balls up to him could certainly be a challenge for him. Moving then into the centres, we have Gary Ringrose alongside Bundy Aki. Johnny Sexton, of course, as always, is at 10, with Gibson Park at 9. In the front row, then we have Andrew Porter, Ronan Kelleher, and Ty Furlong. That's a hell of a front row, isn't it there? Tyburn partners James Ryan in the locks. Caelan Doris, Josh van der Fleer, and Jack Conan are the back row options. On the bench, we have Dan Sheehan, Cian Healy, Finlay Bealham, Ryan Baird, Peter O'Mahony, Conor Murray, Joey Carberry, and James Hume. So Irish fans, let me know your thoughts on that team in the comments and in the chat. Let's jump on to have a look at how Wales line up, and there has been a change for this Wales team. So we'll go through it. Liam Williams starts at fullback, McNichol and Louis Rees-Zammit on the wings. Nick Tompkins and Josh Adams in the centre. I'll let you know my thoughts on Josh Adams in the centre in just a second. Dan Biggar and Thomas Williams are 10 and 9. Biggar, of course, is captain, which is an interesting decision. In the front row, we have Wyn Jones, Ryan Elias and Thomas Francis. Will Rowlands and Adam Beard are in the locks, with Ellis Jenkins, Tane Basham and Aaron Wainwright as the back row options. Now, the changes come on the bench. So Derry Lake is the prop option alongside Gareth Thomas and Dylan Lewis. Derry Lake will get his first cap if he does come on. Ben Carter is in the team because Seb Davis has gone out with a back spasm. So he's not available. So Ben Carter of the Dragons, really exciting youngster, is on the bench. He'll be the lock option. Ross Moriarty only played 70 minutes of rugby since the Autumn Nation series. So he is the option at 8, or certainly in the back row. Gareth Davison is scrum option with Callum Sheedy and Owen Watkins. So those are the teams for you. And that is how the bench looks for Wales as well. But the big debate about Wales, of course, is this man. It's Josh Adams in the centre. Personally, I would not have had him there, just because defending as a centre, especially in the 13 jersey, it's well known that it's one of the hardest positions to play on the pitch. It's such a difficult position to play. And I don't know, against the likes of Ringrose and Aki, I'm not sure. I personally would have put Owen Watkin in the centre and partnered him alongside Nick Tompkins. They have a moment of silence on Tom Kiernan, who sadly passed away recently. So they are doing that at the minute. And let's get to some more of your comments and let's see what you got to say. I still like you, of course I do, Dave. And good to see you in the chat, mate. And really enjoyed your Ulster Rugby Roundup show day before. The Scotland game will be like last year in terms of style of rugby. I would not be surprised. But as I said, we are doing a watch along for that. So once this one finishes, it'll load straight into that. Ireland for the win. Let go. Yeah. Well, Connor, we clearly know who you're supporting. Oh, the amount of comments. Okay, no worries, Johnny. Okay, yeah, I just think more people watch on YouTube. But, you know, that's fine. I can see all the comments coming through from every platform. I hope he will. I hope he will, Gavin. But we're not too sure on that yet. And I'm working on trying to get an Irishman in, but I haven't heard back from him yet. But it doesn't matter. You're here. We're here. It's going to be good fun anyway. We're about to start with the anthems. And then we will get down to the kickoff. Some of the big battles today. Let me know your thoughts on this battle. Johnny Sexton taking on Dan Biggar. This is going to be a fascinating one. Not only are they opposite numbers today, both playing at fly half, but they are, of course, captains. And both are known for having a bit of a hot head, for sure. Both are known for being a bit reactive now and again. But I'm fascinated to see how that battle is going to go. And yeah, it's going to be fascinating, as well as this battle between the two scrum halves. Both of them have really cemented themselves as starting scrum halves for their nations over recent times. I love both of them. I think they just speed the game up. The tempo that they bring, I think, is just fantastic. And I'm really excited to see what they can do. Personally, I think Thomas Williams is the better one. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased since the man wearing a Welsh jersey. But yeah, you know, I think that battle's going to be key. And I'm really fascinated to see how we approach the game, how we're going to play. It's going to be fascinating to see. And then the other battle I really want to talk about was the one at the back row, which is really 50-50 in my opinion. So at 8 for each side, you got Caelan Doris and, of course, Aaron Wainwright. So you got Jack Conan and Aaron Wainwright. You've got Josh van der Fleer and Tane Basham at 7, and then Caelan Doris and Ellis Jenkins at 6. And we know whenever you watch the Irish provinces play, the speed of ball is what they're all about, absolutely what they're all about. And so we have to be able to slow that ball down. We have no choice. We have to slow that ball down because, as we saw from the autumn, the way that this Irish team want to play, they want to throw it about. They want to take their opportunities. They get that quick ball. I really worry that they'll target someone like a Josh Adams in the centre and just target going down his channel all day long. Yeah, I'm really worried about Josh Adams at the centre, if you couldn't already tell. I'm really concerned about how he's going to do. And it's nothing against him necessarily. It's more to do with the fact that he's played centre at URC level. He's played centre at I think he's played once at European level, but international level against a top international team. If we're playing against Italy, I wouldn't be so concerned. But because he's playing against this Irish team, especially against Ringrose and Aki, I think it's going to be a really tough task for him. But first 20 minutes, we've got to stay in the game as Wales. For Ireland, they will quickly want to start getting the scoreboard going. They wouldn't want it to get scrappy and messy, which I think is what we want it to do. We want to be able to slow the game down. I think Ireland want to play with a tempo. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But do get your predictions in the chat. Vote in the poll. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, you can also like and follow the pages that we're streaming on. We're streaming on a heck of a lot of platforms today, which is always good fun to get different people in. Of course, there is an option of the super chats on YouTube if you want to support the channel financially. Again, as always, as I always say, there's absolutely no pressure to do that, but it's very much appreciated if you want to do that. Right, we're hearing the Irish national anthem. We're not far away from kickoff. What is my prediction? Oh, well, my head says something and my heart says something else. My heart, of course, is back in Wales to get a very narrow win, maybe something like a 23-20. But my head is saying Ireland by 7 to 10 points. So if I'm being totally realistic, I'm going to back Wales to win by 20 now. I think Ireland are going to win. So I'm going to say Ireland by 4. I'm going to say 27-24. Maybe a bit less than that because of the weather. So I'll say 24-21 to Ireland. That's how I see it going today. But we are capable of winning this game. But I just think it's going to be a hell of a challenge today. I really think it's going to be a difficult game for us. And let's have a look at some more of your comments. Yeah, Josh Adams usually plays on the wing. And for me, he's a brilliant winger from 20 to 25 metres out. I don't think there's much better than him in that attacking sense. And defensively on the wing is very different to defending in those areas. While when he's coming in here, well, he's playing very much as a centre, and it's very difficult. I think that. Gavin asked, do you think that Pivac has picked the best available Welsh 23 for this game? Mostly, yes. As I've already alluded to, Josh Adams, I'm not so sure. What I would have probably done, which is a big call, and I said in my preview for this game, I would have dropped Liam Williams. Liam Williams has not been in good form for the Scarlets this year. He's not played all that much, in fact. I would have put McNichol at fullback, move Josh Adams to the wing, and then put Owen Watkin in the centre. That's what I would have done. Obviously, then Tompkins would have played 13 and Watkin would have played 12. I think Watkins done very well for the Ospreys this season. So, on the whole, I think he has picked his best 23, but that would be the only change I would make. Right, we are literally seconds away from kickoff. Really important opening 20 minutes. As always, keep your comments, keep your thoughts going in. Make sure to let me know how you think the game's going, what tactically the teams are doing well. I'm really intrigued to hear your thoughts, as always. Right, the referee is Jaco Piper of South Africa. He's got Matteo Renal, Nick Berry as the assistant, and Stuart Terrej of South Africa is the TMO. So we'll see how he officiates the game. Wales are kicking off. Wales are going from left to right. The wind is blowing, and ladies and gentlemen, the Six Nations 2022 it's not yet on, so we're still waiting for kickoff. Here we go. Come on, Dan, kick the ball, mate. It's finally underway, and Wales actually, interestingly, go for the high boot straight away, almost win it, but it is knocked on by McNichol, and we will have our first scrum of the game. But Wales, straight away from the off there, looking to use the starting kickoff to try and get possession back, and it's going to be an interesting one. Gavin, I absolutely agree with you. I think that, well, not fully agree with you, but I think the opening 20 minutes is so important for us Welshmen. We have to settle into the game. We have to settle in. There is no way that we can just, allow Ireland to dictate the game. If that happens, I think we'll struggle. Archie's back in the Irish. Good luck to you to an extent today as a Welshman. But first scrum of the game, a minute in. Let's see how this scrum holds up from both sides. Wales' set piece did struggle in the autumn, but looks fairly solid from what I see. It has gone down, but Gibson Park picks it up, switches the play. Johnny Sexton looks up, and the Irish look to play from their own 22 through Bundee Aki. Fires it out to Sexton, who tries a little kick. It bounces kindly into the hands of Mack Hansen. Mack Hansen on the left-hand wing. He's going to back himself with a kick. Where's this bounce going? It's bounced. Where's it going? And it's finally kicked out by Aaron Wainwright in our own 22. But what in the world was going on there? Very fortuitous with that kick. It bounced off the hands of Josh Adams, I think it was, and it was straight into the hands of Mack Hansen, who put boots and ball, came off another Welsh hand, off the hands of Liam Williams, and in the end, Aaron Wainwright manages just to kick it clear. But it will be a line-out. And again, Ireland really showing their intent early on here, and you'd expect the driving more to come here from the line-out. They do win the ball. Ronan Keller, they actually peel off the back. Josh van der Fleer into Caelan Doris. They're up to the 5-metre line. This is a really good start from the home team. There's a lot of space out wide. It's a big tackle from Nick Tompkins there. If they'd have got that ball wide, I think they'd have scored. There's an advantage here for Ireland, though. They're only 5 metres out, so they might as well try something early on here. Sexton into Hansen, over to Bundee Aki. And it's as simple as that. And Ireland have the opening score. And, well, that was easy. Okay, that was very easy. Ireland there taking the opening score. Bundee Aki scoring in the corner, just having the overlap. And if I'm being totally honest, just too easy. 7th try for Bundee Aki in 34 games. And Ireland certainly take the lead here. And it comes from that driving ball. They then peel off the back, maybe soaked a few too many defenders in. Caelan Doris with a big run. There actually was an opportunity earlier on after that driving ball to go wide, but eventually they do. They switch the play. Gibson Park, the lovely wraparound. Mack Hansen comes in field, and Bundee Aki finishes in the corner. 3 minutes gone. I said opening 20 minutes is going to be so important for us, and we've already conceded. Not very good at all, if I must say so myself. But we'll have to see. So opportunity for Sexton to add the 2 points. And it's been the perfect start for the home team. Let me know your thoughts. If you can get ITV, then that is the best place for you, my friend. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the game because of copyright. But if you can get ITV there, otherwise, I'm sure there are websites on the internet. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got someone like James Hume on the bench who's been fantastic this season. Bundee, absolutely. And there was a lot of talk about him when he went on the Lions tour, wasn't there, whether he was the right man. But you've got to credit him. He's done very well. So Sexton, here he goes, kicks. It looks pretty good from the Irish captain, and it is. And Ireland take the lead, continue with their lead here, 7-0. It's very good from Ireland. Yes, it is. But it's very simple rugby. It's really, really simple rugby, and a little bit concerning, if I'm being totally honest. But off we go again. Wales, once again, with the restart, trying to have the ball to stay in the air for as long as possible, but it is claimed well by Gary Ringrose. Gibson Park, a box kicks from just outside the 22. Again, the ball just seems to be moving a lot in the air. And finally, Wales have some possession in this game. So Wales, just inside their first half, with an opportunity to do something. Thomas Williams at the base of the scrum, of the ruck, sorry. Biggest sends it up. So Wales kicking a lot in these early exchanges, which is a really strange decision. Wales trying to counter ruck aggressively. And they begin to build from just outside the 22. Gibson Park into Caelan Doris. Sexton, Ringrose. There's some space out wide here. Keenan gets it into the hands of Andrew Conway. He tries a little kick through there. Time for Liam Williams. He looks up, gives it to Bigger. Bigger looks up, kicks downfield, looking for the space. Folks, if you are watching, by the way, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And of course, get your predictions in and like the stream as well. Where is it being streamed? It is live on ITV in the UK. So if you're watching it in the UK, it's live on ITV on the S4C. And yeah, I don't know where else it would be, on Peacock in the USA, I'd say. So have a look on there. It's free to view. So if you can get a VPN, if you've got a VPN, and you can get free ones, you can watch the game if you're not in the UK. That is the way to do it. Unfortunately, as I've said already, you can't do it. Sorry, I can't show you the game just because of copyright. I don't have more money than the Six Nations, unfortunately. So 6.5 minutes gone. Wales settling a little bit into the game, but I'd like to see us just hold on to possession a little bit more than we are. Just kicking it away a lot. I understand we're trying to get the territory. The wind is blowing and everything like that. So scrum then to Ireland here from the knock-on from Wales. We seem to be pretty solid in the scrum. It is on ITV. Yes, it is. Oh, my nephew's watching. Guion. There we go. So 7 minutes or so gone. And that scrum has gone straight down from both sides, really. But Mike Adamson, the ref, Jaco Piper seems happy enough. Ball out here to Matt Canson. Good tackle coming in on him from Louis Rees-Zammit. We've got to try and get the ball into his hand. We've got to try and do that today. We've got to look to get our danger players on the ball as much as possible. Ball is there, though, just inside their own half. Sexton sends the high ball up. Challenge here for Liam Williams. Comfortable, though, for him. And he steps past one, past two, but it's tackled just outside the 22. Ball is there for Thomas Williams. He has to go digging, though. He gets it, and we'll go through the forwards here. Penalty, though, to Ireland at the breakdown. Holding on. And it is Porter who gets the plaudits from his teammates. And it's just really silly. Obviously, I said I want us to hold on to the ball, but it's about being sensible with where you're playing with the ball. You know, if there's nothing on, you're going through a few phases, there's nothing on, just get rid of it. And fair play to Porter. He's got the strength, and it should be quite an easy 3 points for this Irish side, unless they decide to go to the corner, which would be an interesting decision. So it's an interesting decision from them now, because if they go 10 points ahead, already it makes it difficult. And Sexton is actually going to go for the posts early on here. So a chance for Sexton to take the scoreline up to 10. So Johnny Sexton lining this one up. The chance for him to, well, it's not game over if he gets it, clearly, but yeah, let's see what he can do. So Sexton steps up. Here we go. The wind is pushing it, and he's missed it. The wind blows it wide. He's a pleasure, Dave. I'm sorry that you did score. I hope I didn't. I wish I didn't have to bring you that news, but I'll bring you the news that that Sexton did miss the kick. The wind is really strong. Absolutely, James. It does look like it's a very strong wind down there. And what you got to remember about the Aviva is it's quite an open stadium, isn't it? So the wind can really whip around. At the Principality, it's quite a closed stadium. You can close the roof, things like that. So that does play a big effect. Do you think Jack Carty would have got it? Because, of course, he kicks down at Connacht week in, week out. He's not even on the bench today, is he? I know a lot of people were upset about that, considering that Carberry's hardly played. But Wales really haven't settled into this game. It's not been a good start whatsoever. But we're only 7-0 down. So there are positives, of course. And I just think that, as I said before, we need to have a bit more of the ball, but we need to play in the right areas of the field, understand when that's the right thing to do. We know at the breakdown that this Irish team are just excellent, So over the ball. So they're going to have a reset of the scrum. Let's get it. Connor Peach, hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat from Switzerland. Oh, this will be a Carty special, absolutely. Did I watch the under-20s? I had it on in the background while I was doing a few bits preparing for today. Got to say, what a performance from the Irish. The Welsh, well, it was poor. It was poor, and I hope it's not a reflection on today. Oh, but yeah, we had a lot. I think we had 3 yellow cards in the game, didn't we? And I thought just the speed that Ireland had was just incredible, and they seem to have all their systems in place. But here in Wales, those boys would not have played at the top level like that. Oh, Gary Ringrose almost breaking through there. Again, Josh Adams got caught out there. And they are really targeting Josh Adams. But yeah, for the under-20s, they don't play here in Wales. You know, in Ireland, they send them out into the academies. They send them out to play in clubs. It just doesn't happen here. Oh my gosh, there's so much space out wide. Good tackle from Adams on Conan. Is Tain Basham over that ball? Has he got it? And we'll come back for the original penalty, but we are getting exposed here. I just don't understand. Just don't understand why we are going with Adams at 13. He just got caught out so badly there. So badly. It's not his fault either. It's not his fault for getting caught out. He's been played in a position that he shouldn't be played in. But he does get caught out there. He gets caught out between either going for Bundee Aki or for Ringrose, and he's offside. So he just doesn't know which one to go for. I don't know. I don't like this experiment. Sexton has decided to go for the post again. So 13 minutes gone. Chance to make it 10-0. The wind is really blowing. It's on the right-hand side, 45 meters out. 2 people from Switzerland watching. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really, really windy. It's actually pretty windy up here in North Wales today as well. And I mean, I've seen the forecast for Murrayfield, and Dan, our friend, who comes on the channel now and again to do Scotland previews, has sent me a message saying that it's absolutely hammering it down. Absolutely hammering it down. Come on, Ireland, indeed. Colton as well. Sexton kicks. Oh, and he's missed it again. The wind has taken it to the right-hand side of the post. The wind is really playing a factor today. That's 2 kicks that Sexton has missed. He has a wry smile on his face. So still 7-0, 14 minutes gone. I mean, what more is he meant to do? The conditions are just crazy. It was going. It looked like it was going to go, and then it just deviated last minute. And but I'm surprised. I think Ireland's tactic will really change now. I think they'll start going to the corner a lot more just because of the conditions. David, it is live on ITV in the UK, S4C Peacock in the USA. If you have a VPN, a free VPN, you can put your location as the UK and then watch on the ITV hub. That is somewhere you can watch. Folks, if you are watching and you've not yet done so, please do hit the like, subscribe to the channel as well. And of course, get your thoughts in the comments down below and in the live chat. I keep forgetting it's a live chat. Get your thoughts in there. Let me know. What do you think of the first half? You can, of course, put the game on, mute the game, and listen to what I've got to say. You can let me know. The game has kicked off. The game has kicked off. The Irish are leading by 7-0. We've been going for about 15 minutes or so, Charlie. So here come the Irish once again. Oh, gosh. I'm trying not to be too biased, but I can't help it when it's my team. Faletau Ellis is injured. He's injured. I think he's out for the whole tournament. We've got so many injuries this year. We've actually defended this little piece here quite well. We've actually pushed them wide and pushed them back across. And there we go. There's the knock-on that we needed. And a chance here for us. Just get the ball out. Oh my gosh, not to Thomas Francis. He's not the guy for that position, but we'll come back for the knock-on from Josh van der Flier. But when the ball goes towards Josh Adams' side, he doesn't look comfortable. He just does not look comfortable. And yeah, it's a little bit of a concern, I must say so. But 15 minutes gone here, Wales still in the game. But as I said, I do think we'll see a change in tactic where I think the Irish will start going to the corner. They'll start to kick more. They'll use their scrum more. They won't be going for posts as much. And really, we have not had a chance to attack at all in this game so far. We've not looked like we're going to be in the game whatsoever so far. I'm going to ask kindly, folks, that you don't put illegal links into the stream so I can mess up my stream and I could get banned for it, which I don't want. So please don't put them in. If people want to find those kind of streams, they can find a way to do that. Lovely high kick from Sexton there, and it is won by this Irish team just on the 10-metre line of Wales. Gibson Park sends the kick up. There's a little bit of space in behind, but I think it might have too much on it. Where's that bounce going? Oh, Louis Rees-Zammit jumps down on it. And that kick was bouncing horribly. Something has to change, though, for Wales. We are inviting way too much pressure on ourselves. We're just really, really stupid things that we're doing. Just simple things. Just manage the game a little bit better. But this is what Ireland did to New Zealand, wasn't it? They just kept hold of the ball. And New Zealand didn't have an answer to that. And it seems like at the minute that we don't have an answer to it either. Lovely hand. Oh, lovely break from Sexton. Fires it out. Conway cuts inside. What options has he got? Tackled by Thomas Williams on the 5-metre line. Gibson Park, was that a knock on? Oh, I think Gibson Park knocked that on when he picked it up. But here they come onto Sexton. Sexton into Byrne. 5-metre line. Gibson Park goes to the right-hand side this time. They're going through the forwards here, but they look so dangerous. Caelan Doris, Dan Biggar rushes up and takes him down. Momentum has slowed down ever so slightly. Bundee Aki picked a really nice line there. Advantage to this Irish team, though. Trying the little grubber through there, and we'll come back for the original penalty. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a potential warning here from the referee. I wouldn't be surprised if Jaco Peyper just has a little word with Biggar here. I thought in that movement, though, when they were on the far right side, I thought when Gibson Park went to pick up the ball to pass it out, I thought he knocked it on and picked it up and threw it. So I'd have been interested to see that again, but still, they just look so dangerous when they come forward. And at the minute, we can't cope with it legally. We just can't do it. I think Sexton's going to go for the posts here again. He is. He's much closer, so the wind shouldn't be as much of a factor. But we're nearly halfway through the first half. "76 people watching. We're only on 19 likes. Can we please get that up to at least 30, 40? Make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well, folks. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers over the course of the Six Nations. Free to do. Keeps you up to date with everything that's going on the channel. So make sure to do that. Massively appreciated. Just want one thing from Hansen to do the base rights, and that's it. Don't try and make a starlight. He's looked dangerous already. He's looked really, really dangerous. I enjoy the build-up more than the game's too nerve-wracking. Yeah, they can be pretty nervy, I'm telling you. Sexton right in front of the post then. Probably about 15 metres out or so, maybe even less than that. For all their dominance, they may be a little bit frustrated that they're not further ahead. And Sexton does slot that through, very comfortable for him. And the Irish take a even further lead. Ireland lead here by 10 points to 0. We're halfway through the first half, 20 minutes and a half gone. Ireland 10, Wales 0, and it's been all the home team so far. It really has been. It's been way too comfortable. So knocked on, though, by Ireland here off the restart. Wales finally with some decent possession in the Irish half. Thomas Francis carries. Thomas Williams plays it back to Biggar. Inside here to Tompkins. I think that's probably his first touch of the ball on the 10-metre line. Biggar. Oh, that was a late hit on Biggar there. Adams caught, gives it to McNichol. McNichol fires it out to Ellis Jenkins, who's got a little bit of space on the far left side. Being pushed back a little bit here. It's good defence from this Irish team, but the ball is coming back fairly quickly. And Wales are making a few metres here. Need to get support of the breakdown there. Well done. Biggar looks up, sends the kick through. Do you know what? That's not a bad kick at all. Gets into the 22. Won't be a 50-22, but just to get us some territory massively needed. But that's the first time we've seen us with a few passages of play. 10-0 indeed it is already. Comfortable, like a comfortable thing on St. Comfort's Day. We'll see at the end of the match, but I tend to agree with you. Gerald, hope you're doing well. Gerald, of course, part of the team at the Leinster Rugby Roundup show on 3BOD. Gerald, hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat. Wales have actually won this line out, have stolen it. So chance here, Nick Tompkins into the hands of Josh Adams. Josh Adams tries to break the line just about into the 22. Needs support at the breakdown. Just get the ball out. Oh my gosh. Finally, the ball comes out. Ryan Elias carries. Wales just outside the 22 here. Biggar steps inside. Makes half a break. The ball is actually really quick. The presentation is a lot better from us. Jack Conan trying to get over the ball. Potentially should have had an advantage there, really. But Ireland trying to hold the man up. Have they managed to do it? They have. It's a maul. It's gone down, and there's going to be a penalty to Ireland. And it is. And it will be a penalty for Ireland. But finally, we are beginning to slowly click. Absolutely, Jerry. I mean, it is it's what Ireland have been known for years, isn't it? And it's a brilliant tackle. You see there, Byrne gets under Ryan Elias, but his arm is round his neck. I would like to point that out. I would like to state that his arm is round his neck. But it is a tactic that they're going to use. And really, there needs to be more support. You know, if you're going to go in like that, there has to be more support. So scrum here to the home team just inside their own 22. It is a good game so far. It's beginning to open up a little bit. And it's a little bit more balanced now the last couple of minutes. And both teams' scrum have looked pretty solid, to be honest. The Welsh one pushing back pretty hard here. Ball comes out here. Bundyaki cuts inside. Great tackle from Nick Tompkins there. And Wales trying to defend pretty aggressively here. And Gibson Park will box kick this one away. Sends it up. And the wind really gets hold of that. Where is that going? Into the hands of Aaron Wainwright. But it has been knocked on in the process by a Welshman. And again, we'll have another scrum. And again, for the home team. Slipped up, ref. But we're just looking at the stats now. I mean, 64% possession to Ireland compared to Wales is 36. I mean, look, it's been very comfortable for the home team so far. It really has been. So scrum here then to Ireland. Gibson Park trying to get the ball in. And here comes the shove. This is a decent scrum, but it does go down. The ball is still there to be played, though. All bounces off the knee of Bundee Aki. Is this an opportunity for Wales to counter? Thomas Williams' ball's got to go wide. Evan Wainwright fires it out. Thomas Williams, Josh Adams, lovely pass here. Johnny McNichol, go on, son, into the 22. First time Wales have looked threatening. Ellis Jenkins, good hands into Adam Beard. Jack Conan trying to steal the ball there. Nick Tompkins, he's been playing really well at Sarries while his knees are on the ground. So that is a tackle. Thomas Williams, Tain Basham. And Wales, actually really good speed of ball so far. Liam Williams this time needs support. Oh, and it's knocked on. Slight miscommunication there. And it's been knocked on, and the advantage is there for the home team. But then it will come back for the original advantage. But much better. Much better from us. Much better. But it did come from an Irish mistake. It came off the knee of Bundee Aki. But we did counter it well. We did look to get it out wide, and McNichol got a little break, which was lovely to see. It was a lovely pass from Josh Adams. I think it's Tompkins doing the decoy run. But again, there's a little bit of inaccuracies costing us in that phase of play. But it's positive. And do you know what? The crazy thing to say, 26 minutes into the game, it's been all Ireland so far. We've really not been in the game whatsoever, except for that tiny passage of play there. But we're only 10 points down. We're only 10-0 down. So, and to be honest, most of this last 5 minutes has been played in the Irish half. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Is it raining in Scotland? When is it not? It is raining. It's meant to rain all day. I think there's like 90% chance of rain. I'm not too sure what the wind is like up at Murrayfield. But we'll have to keep an eye out on that. I'm amazed Thomas Francis has been allowed to drive Porter down, not straight and square. I agree. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Thomas Francis as a scrummager, if I'm being totally honest. And I do think that sometimes the ref does allow things to go a little bit too much on both sides potentially. But so we're heading towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. And another scrum here inside the 22. Of Ireland, Gibson Park. The scrum, to be honest, has looked fairly equal on the whole. Maybe Wales having the slight upper hand. Gibson Park does get it out. Bundee Aki, though, and Ireland trying to run it from their own 22, which is pretty impressive. They've had success from it. Gibson Park, I think he's going to send this. No, he gives it to Porter. Oh, what are you doing? Will Rowland's there. Just no need for that, mate. Just leave it. Let them kick it. The ball is up in the air. Bounced off the hands of Andrew Conway, but into the hands of Thomas Williams. Chance here for Wales, potentially Johnny McNichol. He's been a bright spark so far for Wales, just inside the Irish half. Thomas Williams trying to dig for the ball. Bigger looks up. Sends it up. Chased by Louis Rees-Zammit. Who's going to get on the end of it? It bounces into the hands of Wales. Advantage from the knock-on as well. So opportunity here. Louis Rees-Zammit, almost got it. And we'll come back for the scrum. But an attacking scrum, it is an opportunity here. And we will wait and see how this one develops more now. So another scrum here. Just don't forget, folks, we are going to be doing another watch along today. We're going to be doing this one, the Calcutta Cup. It's going to be live from 4:30 with kickoff at 4:45. So once this stream finishes, it will automatically load into that. There'll be about half an hour between the end of this stream and the next one, but it'll automatically load into that one. So do join me for that as well. But chance here for Wales scrum. Oh, we're going to have another reset. Lovely. You got to love scrum resets. I know in Major League Rugby out in the United States that they are doing, instead of reset, they're doing 2 resets. And if nothing happens, the referee has to make a decision. He has to give it either way. And the game just continues. I mean, a lot of the rule changes have come from Major League Rugby. The 50-22 was trialled out in Major League Rugby. I know that this hook, the one with the hooker with his foot, has to be in front. That was trialled in Major League Rugby as well. So the ball finally does get away. Thomas Williams, Tame Basham, helps it into Aaron Wainwright. Wales committing a lot of players to the breakdown because they know the impact that they can have there. Do you know what, though? Oh, penalty to Ireland, just as I was speaking there, saying about committing to the breakdown. Jack Conan gets the ball. It's brilliant work from him, frustrating as hell, I must say. The score is scrolling at the bottom of your screen, my friend. 10 points to 0 to the home team. Hello, I have replied. But 10 points to 0 down. I was about to say I would take 10-3 down. I'd just take a penalty at half time. And then you can get in and you can work out how to change things. And I do think in these last, 8 minutes or so, I think we've actually played pretty well. I think we have looked threatening. But at the breakdown, we have to commit so many men at the breakdown because we know that they're so good at the jackal that then we don't have the space and the players out wide to make a difference. The refs on the Irish, no, I wouldn't say so. I think he's been pretty accurate with everything. Hey, he's all good, mate. Don't worry. 9 minutes to go, though. There's a lot of space out wide. Mark Hansen, really good tackle from Nick Tompkins there. And the ball is out. Jump on it. Oh, what are you doing? It's been knocked on from Ireland. So advantage to Wales here, just inside Ireland's half, up to the 10-metre line. A lot of knock-ons, probably because of the wind and the rain. Liam Williams. Oh, it's a huge tackle coming in on him from Ronan Kelleher. Wyn Jones keeps the ball. But on the whole, the speed of ball for us has been a lot better than in recent times. I think in the first 15 minutes, we were caught really cold and maybe a little bit naive. Players who hadn't played together. Oh, Josh Adams! I thought for a second there. And that's why he should be on the wing. Because he got that on the wing and he did something. That's why he should be on the wing. He should not be in the centre. Wales still going through 8 phases. Haven't really made any ground here. Told to release there. Tackle completed. Louis Rees-Zammit. Oh, there was no need. There was just no need for that offload, and he's actually passed it forward. Whether the advantage was over or not, I'm not sure. We will have to wait and see. Oh, glad you're enjoying, Rob. Glad you're enjoying. Where to watch live? It is live on ITV in the UK and on S4C in America. It's on Peacock, I believe. And if you have a VPN, and you can get free VPNs, you can change your VPN location to the UK and you can watch it on the ITV hub or on S4C Click. So that is the place to do it. I can't show it just because, of course, of copyright issues, unfortunately. But 7.5 minutes to go. Let me know, how do you assess the first half from each side's perspective? If you're Irish, do let me know. Do let me know if you're Irish what you think, and if you're Welsh, of course, let me know what you think. Yeah, certainly could be. The only problem, obviously, is that, I don't know, there have been so many law changes that look to speed the game up. I watched a video that Squidge did a few days ago, and he was saying about, with the Six Nations, that this change in laws, the 50-22, has seen like average scores in games go up by like 4 to 5 points a game, which is what we want to see. We want to see better rugby. We want to see free-flowing rugby. You don't want to watch like a boring... Who remembers Ireland 3, France 3? I think it was that. Oh, it must have been 15 years ago now or so, maybe even longer than that. Thank you very much, Rob. Absolutely. If you're watching, you've not yet done so, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, as I've said. And of course, if you want to support the channel financially, you can do by super chat. But as always, there's absolutely no pressure to do that. I don't expect people to be doing that. But if you want to, that's very much appreciated. Yeah, but as you were saying there, I think that the game is being sped up, which is really, really good to see. Oh, gosh, what's going on here? Ronan Keller, good tackle by Louis Rees-Zammit there. But I just think that World Rugby is a bit slow to adapt things. I'd love to see it. I'd absolutely love to see, so maybe two mistakes, or 2 scrums go down, ref makes decision, free kick, off you go. And you'll see a lot of scrum halves just tap and go, and that will speed the game up. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we? 6 minutes to go here. Ireland just about on the 10-metre line of Wales, going through a few phases, 8 phases now. And they have made a little bit of ground. They seem to be getting quite a lot of joy out wide. It seems that we are getting sucked in a bit. Oh, that's a lovely offload from Hugo Keenan. Here comes Mac Hansen. Good tackle on him by Liam Williams. Dan Biggar trying to turn the ball over. And there will be a chance to go to the opposite side if they can. Jack Conan fires it into the hands of Sexton into the 22. This is sublime rugby from Ireland, but Wales have managed to turn it over. Nick Tompkins looks up. Make a decision, mate. Liam Williams. Wales inside their own 22 are going to look to run this. Louis Rees-Zammit kicks it. Where's that bounce going? Hugo Keenan is back there and he has got time to put boot to ball, but it's not the greatest kick from him, and it will be a line out to Wales on the 10-metre line of Ireland. And we have about 5 minutes to go. That was an exquisite offload from Hugo Keenan there. He's got 2 men, just manages to get his hand free and fire it into the hands of Josh van der Fleer. It is. Wales turned over there. But Nick Tompkins there just needs to make a decision. Make a decision. Am I going to kick it? Am I going to fire it out? What are we going to do and assess the situation? But Sexton here is down, receiving a little bit of treatment. So we'll see how that develops. Slightly off topic, but how would you feel about tennis-side rugby with rolling subs? Well, we saw, was it X-Rugby that we had? Where it was tennis-side, very quick rugby, wasn't it? They did it at the O2 a long time ago now, maybe 2 years ago. I know people like James Haskell were behind it, behind the idea of it. With rolling subs, I mean, the thing with it then, does it become more of entertainment than a sport? In a sense, does it become more about the entertainment of it than the sporting integrity behind it? I'm not too sure. I wouldn't want to say that, but maybe. Well, Sexton is getting some tape around his legs here. He doesn't look to be in too much discomfort. So 5 minutes to go until half-time. At half-time, I'll take a quick 2-minute break just to make a fresh cup of tea. And we'll probably go to the toilet as well because I'm pretty desperate to go. But make sure that you stick around, keep your comments, keep your thoughts coming in the chat, and we won't be long at all. And as I said, we're going to be doing this one later on. Scotland against England, live from 4:30. Potentially Kyle will be joining us for that one with kickoff at 4:45. So do join us for that. Good point. I actually quite like him. I think he's quite entertaining. He's a decent player as well. And he's built up a persona, though, hasn't he? That's the thing. Being a mix of Welsh and Irish, I'm not sure at them if they win. I'm not sure at them if they win. Yeah, get the best of both worlds, don't you? Wales lose their first line out of the game there. Stolen by Ireland, and a bit frustrating, but oh, it's knocked on by Wales, so it's actually an advantage to Ireland here. Alice Jenkins, mate, a bit too eager there, the breakdown. So we'll have another scrum. We've had a lot of scrums in this first half, haven't we? Back on that tennis side, rugby, sport should be entertaining, especially if it's sustainable for the future. Yes, I would say. It's rolling at the bottom of your screen, 10-0. Ireland leading by 10-0 with about 4 minutes to go until half-time. Yes, I agree that sports should be entertaining, but my only problem then with that tennis side sounds really, really exciting. It sounds really exciting. Rolling subs, would it be a little bit messy? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's worth an idea. It's worth a go. And I did watch a bit of that X-Rugby, and it was crazy. It was non-stop. It was so fast. and maybe to get people into the game, potentially, for sure, and simplify the rules. That's a huge scrum from Ireland, and they do get the penalty off it, and that's their dominance beginning to come through. Wales collapse in the scrum. I think it is Thomas Francis who's being penalised. So Sexton sends this one down, and it will be a line out just outside the 22. But yeah, I think on that whole tennis-side rugby, I do think it's an idea that could work. And to get people into the game originally, because rugby is quite a complex game with all the laws and everything like that, and the breakdown of the scrum, at the line out. Dennis is rolling on the bottom of your screen. 10 points to 0 to Ireland. Ireland leading by 10 points to 0. 2.5 minutes to go. Ireland have won the line out here. The driving maul is set. Gibson Park gets it out. Bundy Aki fires it into Sexton on the wraparound. Ringrose comes in. Josh Adams holds his line really well there. Good tackle by Tompkins. Gibson Park into Caelan Doris. And every time they carry the ball, they just make a couple of meters here and there. Josh van der Fleer. Better defence here from Wales. Ringrose into Porter. Really important that we hold Ireland out here before half-time. Cannot afford a penalty. Isn't awful, but a try is game over in my opinion. Oh, Keller only just manages to hold on to that. Not really making much ground here, but they still have the ball. 8 phases in. They just don't give away anything cheap here. They're going to score. They're going to have to sort of score something pretty good. 1.5 minutes to go until half-time. Ireland camped in the Wales 22. Gibson Park into Furlong. Thomas Francis trying to steal the ball. Can't manage to do it. Sexton, here come the backs. Ringrose into Aki. Very good tackle from Nick Tompkins. Once again, I think he's had a very good game defensively. He's looked very assured at 12. Not his usual position either. He'd usually. And that ball has gone out there for a line out. Absolutely. I'll work on it for, probably not for today's stream. I might do France Italy tomorrow. I'll see if I can get the software to do that. That's a great suggestion. Come on, the boys in green. Richard, hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. So 1 minute and a half, can't talk, 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go now. If you're Welsh, though, I would say we're fortunate to be 10-0. But there have been moments in the game where we've looked okay. I think we just kick this off now. We've got 10 seconds to go. Just kick it off. Yeah, we'll go through the forwards here, you'd think, and we'll just look to get rid of it. Just kick it off. That's enough. It looks like that's what we're going to do. And, oh, there's a little bit of handbags. But there we go. It is half-time. At half-time, it is Ireland leading here by 10 points to 0. And it is a wet and windy Aviva Stadium. A very dominant display from the home team. They might even be feeling like they should be further ahead in this one. But it is 10 points to 0 at half-time. As always, folks, if you are watching and you're enjoying the content today, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, of course, and keep the conversation going on in the chat. I'll get back to your comments in just a second, but I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a second to review that first half and also look forward to the second half and watch the rest of the game. I'll see you in a second. Don't go anywhere. There we go. We are back. It is half time at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Ireland leading by 10 points to nil in the first half. And I've got to say, a very dominant display from the home team. But Wales slowly coming back into the game later on. Welcome along. If you just joined us, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, of course, to the channel if you're watching on YouTube, and get involved in the comments as well. I'm eager to hear your thoughts today. Do let me know your thoughts as always. Don't forget, following this stream, we're going to be doing this game, the Calcutta Cup. What a game on the opening weekend. Scotland against England, live from 4:30 p.m. with kickoff at 4:45 p.m. Once this game finishes, it will load into that stream. There'll probably be about, let's say kickoff is in about 10 minutes. So there'll probably be about half an hour between each streams, but it'll load onto it anyway, and you can just have it on ready for then. And we're going to do the same for that game. Do let me know your thoughts on that first half, and we'll go through some of your comments and see what you have said. And let's go through some of them now, though. We'll get back to that tennis side chat in a bit, Will. I've seen your comment there, and I'll get to it a little bit later on. But Wales can do this. Maybe. Can Wales make adaptations to their game while Ireland suss them out? I think we saw a better react. Okay, first 10 minutes, we were woeful. All right? We were woeful. There's no denying that, but you've got to give credit to Ireland, who I thought were fantastic in that first half. But it was very, very simple rugby. It was just a simple wraparound. And the try was finished by Bundee Aki in the corner. I thought Josh Adams defensively struggled a little bit at the beginning. And I think Nick Tompkins was exceptional. I actually thought that he made a few very important tackles in moments in the game. And Ireland just love to switch the direction of play. Gibson Park will get the ball, look like he's going to go left, and then fire it out wide while the Wales defence has gone across. And he is very, very good at doing that. But as the game went on, we got more into it. We began to slowly have a little bit more of the ball, slowly look to play with a little bit of intent. Yes, we were fortunate with a few knock-ons where we could look to counter, but being at 10-0 down, only 10-0 down, has got to be seen as a positive from my perspective. And if you're Irish, you'll be annoyed and frustrated that you're not more ahead. Of course, Sexton missed 2 kicks because of the wind and all the dominance you've had. You thought you'd be a little bit further ahead. No worries. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Indeed, we'll keep an eye out on the score on that one. It's been a good first half, not great. Ireland will feel like they should have more points on the board. Wales coming back at them. I went round the houses just to say that. But yes, that's what I was saying. Absolutely, I agree with you, Dave, 100%. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Sexton left 3 points out there. Ireland will smash them second half. England will smash Scotland. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 6 points left out there. And I was saying, Ireland were looking really dangerous at the end of that first half. And I said, they've got to try their game over. I think the next score is so important. If Ireland come out and get a try, it's game over, in my opinion. I don't see us being able to claw 17 points back in Dublin. So we've got to get the next score. But there are positives for Wales. Come on, Ireland. Well, we have an Irish woman supporting here. So I'm Welsh, so I'm going to be backing my boys. Kevin wants Wales to win. Maybe we can keep dreaming. We'll have to wait and see, though. But it's only 10 points to 0 down. So it's not too bad whatsoever. I thought what we would do quickly is look at some stats from that first half and see where the game is being won and lost so far. Let me just share my screen with you folk. Get rid of that. And let's go like this. Technology, eh? Right, there we go. So there it is, half-time, 10 points to 0. Of course, if you want to watch the game live, it is on ITV and SRC here in the UK. This is just a watch-along, and we, as you can see, have some great chat in the comments. Possession overall, then, as you'd expect, is very much in Ireland's favour. But interestingly, the territory is actually in Wales's favour. And I do think that Wales have, in moments, looked all right, going forward, have looked okay. But a lot of the time, just silly mistakes. And again, time in own half, which is a real surprise over here. I mean, 2 minutes and 46 seconds, but that just shows the intent that that this Irish team have, that they want to play from their own half. They want to attack from their own half. And they're getting success from it. You know, they're managing to draw in these players. And then the likes of Hansen on the wing, Bundyaki makes a break, Gary Ringrose makes a break. It's very obvious how they're trying to attack this one. And then these are the stats, isn't it? Possession in opposition 22, 24% to the Irish, double what Wales have had. And then time in opposition half again. It's much more in favour of the Irish team. But Ireland, 5 minutes, 9 seconds shows that they're comfortable with the ball in their own half. They're comfortable to hold on to it and go through the phases, and they trust that they're going to be able to do that, which is pretty impressive if you want to say so. Points visits to the 22, 2 on average for Ireland, 0 for Wales. Obviously, Wales have 0. In open play, then possession kicked, Wales have kicked 7%, Ireland have kicked 7% as well. But then total passes, you can just see that from the possession. And then if we have a look, I mean, what I'd be interested to see is the discipline. 0 yellow cards for either team, which is obvious, but Wales have conceded 5 penalties in that first half, which isn't ridiculously high considering how dominant the opposition have been. But Ireland's discipline, 0 penalties given away. We've got to watch our discipline in the second half, especially when the pressure comes on. But that is how the stats look, and that is how it's looking at half time. So do let me know what you made of that first half there. Where's it going to be won and lost in the second half? Do you think Dan Bigg a bad start to him as captain? No, I don't think so. I think in that opening 10 minutes, we were just blown away, and just really basic things. We were caught out napping a little bit, caught out slightly in some areas. I thought Hansen was getting way too much space out wide. It was actually quite similar to the game that we played in Dublin in Pivac's first game. Pivac's first game against Ireland away in Dublin, and we were caught way too narrow on the defence. I think we've improved on that, but I still think there's a lot to be done in that sense. Folks, over 100 of you are currently watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe here on YouTube. It's free to do. We're going to be doing loads of watch-alongs, previews, reactions, all kinds of things. So make sure to join me on this channel over the next few weeks as we continue with the Six Nations. Then we've got Champions and Challenge Cup. We've got the conclusion of the domestic seasons, and then we go into the summer tours. So it's pretty crazy, but do join here and hit that subscribe button. But yeah, I think in that opening 10 minutes, we did struggle with the pace of the game, and I think we are fortunate to only be 10-0 down. I do think we're very fortunate to only be 10-0 down. But you've got to take that. You've got to take that. You've absolutely got to take it. And hopefully that'll be the message from Pivac at half-time. Look, we've not really been in the game all that much, but we are only 10 points to 0 down. Next score. If we score the next score, all of a sudden, the game's completely flipped. It's completely flipped. And at moments on the counter, we've looked dangerous. I think our speed of ball has been brilliant. And yeah, I'm quite nervous actually for this second half, because the first game in the Six Nations is the most important, isn't it, really? Because if you get that first win, it sets things up nicely. We then welcome Scotland next week, while Ireland have to go to the Stade de France, which is a huge game next week, which of course we'll do a watch along for that as well. Just hoping as half Scott will make it later versus England. Well, we'll have to wait and see. And, of course, we'll be doing a watch-along for that as well. What are your thoughts on Scotland beating England last year? They deserved it. And I think they're going to do it again this year. But I think it's going to be really tight once again. It'll be a much higher scoring game. There'll be more mistakes because of the weather. It's meant to be pissing down in Edinburgh, I'm pretty sure. So I think it'll be an interesting game, that one. And I'm really looking forward to it. Just the rivalry of it. Yes, Ireland-Wales, there's a bit of a rivalry. Of course there is. But England, Scotland, Wales, Scotland, those types of games are the big ones, aren't they? So looking forward to them. Right, we're ready for the second half. Wales are out. I think we're just waiting for Ireland to make their appearance. But next score is key. If Ireland score first, a try, at least a convert, probably just a try, to be honest, it's game over. That's it, game over. But if Wales can get the first score, even a couple of penalties, it makes it interesting all of a sudden. And after all the dominance that Ireland have had, it certainly puts the pressure on them. Here they come. the home team, led by, of course, their captain, Johnny Sexton. And out they come. It seems as if the rain has settled, but the wind still seems pretty strong. I must say so. And we are all set for the second half. It'll be, of course, the Irish to kick us off. I just can't see that happening, Kevin. I really, really can't see that happening. No, I'm sorry. I just can't see that happening. Right, we're ready for the second half. Don't forget that the score is along the bottom of your screen. So do keep an eye out on how that changes over the course of the game. So 10 points to 0. And off we go once again for the second half. No changes to either side at half-time as far as I'm aware. I agree, Scottish baller, Wales did well not to lose more points. And that's what I was saying. I think that's what would have been the message at half-time as well, is look, we're only 10 points to 0 down. We haven't really been in the game all that much. We've had a couple of moments where we've looked threatening, but we're only 10 points to 0 down. If we get the first score, makes it nervy, the crowd gets a bit uneasy. There's a potential that we can do something here. Advantage to Ireland, though, early on. Just as I say something like that. But chance if Ireland just inside the Wales half to attack. Greetings from Wales. Hi, Naomi. Hope you're doing well. It has been, there have been moments, it's been more open than I thought it would have been, actually. But there's been a lot of bits where, like, the ball's been knocked on, or a kick's gone astray, or something's happened like that, or the scrum goes down. So it's been a little bit stop and start. But when it is going, I think it's been an all right spectacle. But first game of the Six Nations is going to be a bit of rustiness, isn't there, at international level and playing together. It's understandable. I think the next 2 games in the first round, I think they'll be better to watch, to be honest. This was always going to be the game that was going to be a little bit slower, a little bit not so good, to be honest. So we come back for the original penalty, and Sexton will send them down into just about the 22. And you'd imagine the driving maul will be set up here. So first chance for Ireland to attack in the second half. So line out one by Tadhg Beirne. The driving maul is, of course, set up. And it does begin to move. It begins to turn. Wales need to watch their binding, watch their discipline here. Jaco Peyper telling one of the Welsh boys to get out, which he has. Driving maul goes down. And penalty to Ireland there. Not sure who's been penalised. I think it might be Adam Beard. Interesting decision here from Johnny Sexton now. I think he had lost his binding. I think that's what it was. And Ireland go to the corner again. Big moments here. We've got to hold them out here. So line out here about 5 meters out. Ronan Kelleher at the back. It begins to turn advantage. It's not looking good, this. There could be a yellow on the way here. 2 penalties given away in the 22 from a driving maul. Sexton steps inside, lovely hands into Gary Ringrose. Good tackle from Taine Basham, 5 meters out. Ball comes out wide. It fires it out wide to Andrew Conway, who's going for the line. Andrew Conway, can he reach it? Oh, I think he might have got there. I think they're going to have a look at this, but my initial reaction is try to Ireland. I think he's got in the corner. They're going to check it. They're going to check it. But I think he scored here. he probably shouldn't be scoring for that. He had 3 or 4 men on him, but my initial reaction was he's got this down on the line. So Jaco Peyper is talking to his TMO, and they are going to have a look at this. I think, with my take my Welsh hat off for a second, right, we're looking at it here, we're looking at it here, we're looking at it here. Yeah, I think he's got that. I think he puts it down just slightly short, but then he moves his hand forward and it goes on the line. I think this is a try. I'd be really surprised if this isn't given. Yeah, I think that's going to be given. I think this is going to be a try for Andrew Conway in the corner. And I think that's probably going to be game, set and match, to be honest. I think he's going to give this. Yeah, try given. Andrew Conway gets Ireland's second try of the afternoon. It's a really good finish from the Munster man in the corner, and Ireland take an even further lead, 15 points to 0. If I'm being totally honest now, I think that's game over. I think that's it now. 14th try and 28 caps for Andrew Conway. Not a bad record, is it? I think that's probably game over. I said first score in the second half. I think that's probably game over, but it's a brilliant finish. But all comes from a lack of discipline at the driving maul from Wales. And Sexton with a chance to give the home team a 17-0 point lead. So quite the lead. So Sexton lining this one up. And he's going to swerve in. Oh, the wind has taken it so kindly for him. And it is now 17 points to 0 in favour of Ireland. And it is very much game over by now. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Conway, your beauty, is a lovely finish, wasn't it, from him? Backing himself to get to the corner as well. Who do I think is going to win the Six Nations? I did do a predictions video which went out earlier this morning, and I backed France to win. So I've backed France to win. I've actually backed us to finish 4th, but I just can't see that happening the way that we're playing today. Conway, your beauty, absolutely great finish. Come on, Wales. I feel the same, but I think it's game over by now. Cousin of Matthew. What about Italy tomorrow versus France? Predictions for that. France 45, Italy 10. Maybe Italy will be lucky to get to 10. I just think France can be way too strong for them. So we have restarted. Wales did have a bit of possession there, but they did kick it away. Conway kicks it straight off to touch. Not a great start. We knew it was going to be a tough game. I did back Ireland to win at the start. But it's about... I'm trying to work out what the game plan is here, and I'm really struggling with Wales. Line out one, though. On the 10-metre line, good hands. Nick Tompkins comes forward. Louis Rees-Zammit tackled him in. We've hardly mentioned him. We just haven't got the ball to our main players. As Rowlands carries, Thomas Williams fires it into Ryan Elias. Oh, and Dan Biggar just about holds on to it. Still on the 10-metre line here, going through phase after phase. That pass was forward. Yep, and that pass is forward. So 7 minutes into the second half. Lovely Roberto Carlos kick it was, wasn't it? Conway's a legend. Brilliant finish from him. 10 only. Yeah, Italy are a good side, but to an extent. I actually spoke, interestingly, with a former Italian recently, and I did a video with him, which was good fun to do. It was, in fact, with Roland de Marigny, who played it when Italy beat Scotland and Wales in 2007. I spoke with him about his thoughts about Italy, where they were at, what was the expectation from this year. So it was a really interesting chat with him. It's on the channel if you do want to check it out. Make sure to have a look at it. And he said, look, Italy aren't going to win any games this year. And I can't see them getting a losing bonus point either. I think they're going to finish with 0 points. I think that's what's going to happen. Wales trying to play a possession game, but little mistakes costing them. Absolutely. Not a good idea to try and play a possession game against Ireland. The thing is, you can't. You can't, because this Irish team are just so good with ball in hand. They just managed to keep it. It's what they did so well against the All Blacks last autumn. You know, they just kept the ball, and New Zealand just didn't know what to do. Ireland matched them physically, matched them with their speed and their attack, and that was it. They are a really fun side to watch. They've got some good youngsters: Stephen Varney, Paolo Garbisi, Monty Ioane on the wing. I'm a huge fan of him as well. If you watch URC week in, week out, you know he's been tearing it up for Benetton. And Benetton are doing all right this season. They're 7th. But France are just another level. They're just another level. They really are. And yeah, I just can't see. I just can't see how. Yeah, I just can't see how they're going to do anything tomorrow, to be honest. And France have gone strong. They've gone really strong with their team. You know, they haven't rotated either. So Wales have been going from side to side, not making any ground at all. But we do suddenly have an advantage from a high tackle, so a chance to do something potentially here. Still advantage. We just got to try something. Thomas Williams tries a little kick over. Oh, what are you doing, Josh Adams? I think they might have to have a look at that. Josh Adams has caught. I'm not too sure who it was. Maybe a little frustration coming out there from him. I'd be interested to see this. Is there anything in this? Sexton. Well, he's just blocked him off, hasn't he? He's not even going for the ball. He could get a yellow for this. It's to the body, but it's just completely off the ball. He could be in trouble here. He could be off for a yellow. I don't think it's contact with the head. I think it's with the chest area. But I think he could be in the bin here. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a look at this. I don't think they're even going to have a look at it, if in all honesty. Maybe they are, actually. I think they are going to have a look at this. So Josh Adams is trying to chase the kick over from Thomas Williams. He's not going to get there. Sexton comes across and Josh Adams just bang, straight into Sexton. I don't think it's contact with the head, so I don't think we're looking at a red. But I think he's going to be in the bin. Yeah, it was dirty, wasn't it? It was so unnecessary. It's just frustration. It really is just frustration at this point. And I think this is something we've learned today. Josh Adams doesn't work in the centre. It doesn't work. And we've all been saying that for so long anyway. I don't think it's a red, Jerry. I think it's a yellow because there's no contact with the head. But I do think he'll be in the bin for this. And rightly so. I think he should be in the bin. I think this is a yellow. I don't think it's a red, though. Just there's a lot of force in it, though. But there is no... He's nowhere near the ball. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well, Kyle, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, he should be off in the bin for that. How is it only 17-0? I've been asking the same questions. Cheers, Kevin. Hope you're enjoying the content. Very much appreciated. Right, here's the decision then. Is it going to be a yellow or red? I think it's a yellow. What color is it? It's yellow. Okay, so it's only a yellow. He's off in the bin. Absolutely, yellow should be. That's dirty. Wants to get a cheap shot. It's frustration. You can just tell that's something done purely out of frustration. And rightly so. It's 100% a yellow. Just because there's no contact with the head, I think he gets away with a red card. But it's just stupid. It really is. And we've lost our heads. And yeah, it's just been, look, we've had moments where we've looked okay. You've got to credit Ireland. They've been fantastic today. But I don't feel like they've come out of second gear. Irish fans, tell me, do you think that you've come out of second gear today? Because I do not. I do not. I think you can go to another level. And I am pooing myself about the next 10 minutes or so. I think he is slightly lucky, Jerry, but it's just there's no contact with the head. That's the big thing. And I think he gets away because of that. But I wouldn't be, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's a red card. I would be like, I can understand why that would happen. But the challenge now is so much bigger. Mack Hansen, lovely hands out to Andrew Conway on the right-hand side. Cuts inside. I don't know what we'll do in terms of... Oh, lovely hands. Josh van der Flier bursting into the 22. If they can get a quick ball, which they have, there's surely going to be a man out wide. It's lovely cut inside from Tadhg Beirne. Should probably have passed there. They are 2 meters out here. One more pass should surely do a great tackle from Tompkins. Once again, he has been exceptional defensively today. And another advantage, though. Still, we push them back a bit here. Furlong into Tadhg Beirne, carries forward. Big carry from him. Furlong waits for it. The ball fires out wide, straight into the hands of Andrew Conway. And he scores in the corner. And is another try for Ireland. And it is Ireland now leading here by 22 points to 0. And it's just way too easy at this point. It really is. Seen some people saying, nah, absolutely not. Sexton, if you're performing at the level, you're not too old. Absolutely not. Sexton still a million miles off best fly half. I agree with that. Possibly on his day, they are really managing his game time of late, though. And that's what you got to do, isn't it, at Leinster? I mean, Leinster are so strong. Anyway, they can afford to do that. But it's an interesting who would be the backup, because Joey Carberry's on the bench, isn't he? But he hasn't been picked. He hasn't played much for Munster recently, and Connacht has been playing really well and consistently. They've been doing well in Europe and isn't on the bench. Not yes, at least absolutely. Conway's most definitely a legend. He is. So 22 points to 0. Look, I said it was going to be a 4-point game. I think my estimation was way off the mark. But half an hour to go. I mean, Josh Adams has let himself down with that. Of course he is, but that's just born out of frustration, potentially because of the position he's been forced to play in. I don't know. Or that just, I don't know. It's so difficult watching Wales. Right, Sexton with an opportunity to make it 24 points to 0 to compound my misery. I laugh, otherwise I cry. So Johnny Sexton with an opportunity here. He's pulled it. Oh, it's a lovely kick once again. He reads the wind beautifully. And Ireland lead here by 24 points to 0. And it could be anyone's guess what the score is going to be in this second half. I'm going to start doing that, I'm telling you. Changes for Wales in the front row. Dylan Lewis and Gareth Thomas are on. And change for Ireland as well, as Jack Conan comes off. And he's going to be replaced by, waiting for confirmation, so we have restarted here. Gibson Park sends it down. So 6 minutes or so left on that yellow. I hope in a way, obviously, you never want your team to lose. You never want that to happen. You always want your team to win. Of course you do. But my hope is that this will be a bit of a wake-up call for Pivac. because whatever he's doing is not working. Marnie's on and Finlay Bealham are on for Ireland. That means Tadhg Furlong and Jack Conan have gone off, by the way. And yes, you've got to say, look, Ireland, we knew coming into this tournament they're going to be one of the favourites. They are much better than us. Derry Lake, by the way, congratulations to Derry Lake. He gets his first cap today, coming on at hooker for Ryan Elias. Congratulations to him. Then Dylan Lewis has come on in the front row as well for Wyn Jones. Penalty to Wales. They will stick this one in the corner. But I hope that, as I said, today, I hope that Pivac realises that some of the things he's been trying just does not work. Just isn't working. And I just don't understand a lot of the stuff he's doing. I really don't understand it. I really don't get it, honestly. Some of the things that he's been trying today just have not worked, and I think he needs to take a bit of responsibility for this. But anyway, line out to Wales, about 7 metres or so out. Opportunity here to hopefully do something. Lovely hands into Ross Moriarty, and he's just pushed straight into touch. And again, just really silly option that, to be honest. Ireland is a tank, absolutely. They are losing, makes you better unless you're Italy. Yes and no. Yes and no. Line out to Ireland, then, of course, they win it. O'Mahony wins it. Ball into Gibson Park. 4 minutes or so left on the red card. On the yellow card, sorry. Jerry, you got me thinking there was a red card. Gibson Park sends it up. The wind really got hold of that one. And it will be a line out to Wales just about over the 10-metre line. So 25 minutes to go now. Do let me know your thoughts so far. What have you made of the game so far? What have you made of the performances of all the different players? And who has been the standout for you? As always, let me know your thoughts. Ireland have managed to steal that line out there. And Josh van der Flier will carry forward now. And Gibson Park sends it up once again. Yes, I agree in a sense, but it's a difficult one with Pivac because what he did at the Scarlets was really, really good. It took him time to do that. But I would never say Pivac out. One, because it's not going to happen in terms of we're 18 months away from a World Cup, and making a change now makes no sense because you're beginning that process once again. But we have to remember that a lot of these players played under Gatland's style for 10 plus years, really, or being in and around that atmosphere of that style of play, and then trying to change that completely. And it seems like he tried to change it completely. It didn't work. So he kind of went 50-50, half playing Gatland style, half playing Liam Williams, knocked it on, half playing his own brand, and it just hasn't worked. You know, and it just seems like we're confused. We don't know what to do. We get caught in silly positions. We're putting players in positions that they shouldn't be playing. It just seems a little bit confused at the minute, if I'm being totally honest. That's how I see it, that we are a little bit confused at the minute. That's what I would say on it. But you got to credit the Irish. They have been really good today. But as I said a few minutes ago, I don't think they've come out of second gear. They haven't had to. I don't think they have to. So make of that what you will. I will try and get a quick review out on the channel after the game, but also we're going to go straight afterwards into England against Scotland. Hopefully Kyle's going to join us. I'll just double check that with him later on. And we'll watch that one together, which should be good fun. Oh, excuse me. So there's about a minute and a half left on the red card. On the yellow, not red card, gosh, my mind is not working. My mind is not working. We have another watch along to do. My mind's just not working. Great. Always makes it interesting, doesn't it? Change that scrum half for Wales. Thomas Davies off for Gareth Davis. Thomas Davies, Thomas Williams. Oh my gosh, my brain's gone. About 20 minutes to go, though. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Yeah, I agree, Tom. I do agree. I don't know, though. I don't know. Wales don't have a plan B. It's either plan A or panic or no plan. I really expected better from your Valley boys today. They've not turned up at all. Callum Quaden, hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you as always in the chat. Look, I think, as I've said, you've got to credit the Irish, but our game plan has just not been good enough. We were very, very caught out in that opening few minutes. Can't deal with the physicality. Players being played out of position, and the word I would use is confused. We don't know what to do. And this isn't just a problem against Ireland. It's a problem against every team we've played against recently. We played against Fiji in the autumn, tried to play like Fiji in the opening 20 minutes and nearly lost the game. We needed a red card to win the game. So it's difficult. Penalty to Wales, though, in the driving ball. We finally get a penalty there going our way. And the handbags, of course, are out. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Are you on the beers? I'm not. I don't actually drink. So I'm not on the beers today. I'm on the tea. Who do you think will win between Scotland and England? I think it's going to be really, really tight. Really, really tight. I'm going to go with Scotland by 3 to 4 points. I think it's going to be really, really tight. Wales aren't panicking. It's a transition period for them. Yes, it is. But the big thing you want to see with any team is an identity. That's the big thing that you want to see. With Italy are woeful. Italy are a tier 2 nation in a tier 1 competition. It's just a fact. But you know that the way they're going to attack, they know they're going to look to try and get quick ball. They're going to try and fire it out quickly. They've got the likes of Varney who's going to speed the game up. They've got the likes of Garbisi who's going to speed the game up. They don't want to kick the ball all that much. Oh, huge opportunity here. Ringrose, he's got Conway. Could Conway... Oh, Ringrose is going to go all alone, and Ireland have their 3rd or 4th try of the game. I can't remember how many we're on now, but yes, it's the 4th try. It's a bonus point try, and there we go. That is the try there, and it's getting pretty ugly now for Wales, and it is now 29 points to 0, and this really is becoming an absolute battering. I've got to say, another try, yes, for Ireland. DJ Khaled would love this, wouldn't he? Be going another one, another one, another. So many. But it's just very simple from Ireland. Matt Hansen draws in defender Bundy Aki, fires it out to Ringrose. Josh Adams is in absolutely no man's land. I don't know where Josh Adams is because he's back from his yellow card. I don't know where he is. Nick Tompkins misses the tackle. Ringrose cuts inside. It's a brilliant angle. Liam Williams needs to take him down, and he doesn't. And Ringrose is there. And I'm lost for words. Oh my gosh. The thing is, that is the Ireland that I expected today. That's the best I've seen them today. They haven't had to do that at all throughout the game to get to where they are. I mean, they could keep it. If they keep it at that level for the next 20 minutes, it could be a 50-point game. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not even exaggerating. Could be a 50-point game. A lot of questions have to be asked. A lot of questions have to be asked. A lot of you asking about Peter Stringer and your thoughts on him. I'm a little bit too young to remember him. I remember him slightly here and there. Of course, you had the likes of Conor Murray in his pomp. He was quite incredible, wasn't he? So I don't want to comment on that because I don't quite remember him, to be honest. I just remember him and O'Gara together. That's all I remember. More changes for Wales. Owen Watkin is on, in my opinion, should have started. No, we haven't. We haven't. Oh, don't say that, Richard. Do not say that, because that could literally happen. So Sexton with an opportunity to take Ireland across the 30-point mark. He kicks, but he sliced it wide, and it remains 29 points to 0. I'm not even reading that. It's just not happening, is it? So 18 minutes to go, 29 points to 0. Gary Ringrose with Ireland's bonus point try. And Ireland still are hungry, and they're playing from their own half. And once again, so narrow from Wales. Mac Hansen cuts aside. McNichol is off. Owen Watkin has come in. So Josh Adams has finally gone to the wing. And then Owen Watkin goes into the centre, which is what we should have done from the start. Brilliant hit coming in from Owen Watkin. Dan Sheehan is on in the front row for Ireland. Andrew Conway is off. James Hume gets his debut for Ireland, so congratulations to him. Very well deserved. He's been in fantastic form for Ulster this year. Chance for Wales, though, to hopefully get something on the board. We get nilled at the Aviva. The likes of Connor Broomfield, the likes of the Ulster Rugby Roundup show, lads. I'll never hear the end of it. Wales here trying to play. Will Rowlands carries. Gareth Davis. To be honest, and these points. Oh, lovely angle from Taine Basham. Again, he's been quiet today, but he's had moments. But Ireland get the turnover. And again, they've won the breakdown battle. We spoke about it before the game, that Wales would have to at least get parity there. And we just haven't had it. Folks, over 100 of you are currently watching. If you're enjoying, please do hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new, of course, as we continue to push towards trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the Six Nations. And, of course, straight after this game, we're going to do this. England against Scotland. Kick-off at 4:30. Kick-off at 4:45, sorry. We're going to go live around 4:30. So make sure to join me live for that on the channel. I'm really excited for that game. And that should be some good fun. It'll load automatically into that after this one. Johnny Sexton is off. His job is done for the day. On comes Joey Carberry. So about 15 minutes to go in this one. Sexton is going off. Yes, he is. Yeah, you haven't seen much defensive from Mac. I don't think Ireland have seen much defence, have they? They haven't needed to. I think, he's looked dangerous, hasn't he, with ball in hand. He had that one opportunity early on, didn't he, when he put that little kick over the top. He probably hasn't had as much space as he'd like, but he's a quality player, isn't he? And the ref is Jaco Piper. On the whole, I think he's got everything right, barring one decision. But I think on the whole, he's got absolutely everything right. I love this comment Andy run out for us today. It's a training match. Is that what it is for you guys? Will we hit 50-0 today? You did it last night with the under-20s. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I would not be surprised. But Josh Adams decided to catch that ball instead of just letting it go out on the full. And he slid in out. And Ireland now have a line out. So that's fun. Jerry doesn't seem to think you'll hit the 50. To be honest, the game is won. You got the bonus point. Why not just go for it? Honestly, just go for it. Let the likes of Mac Hansen get ball in hand. Let the likes of James Hume get ball in hand. I'd love to have seen Michael Lowry in the squad today, because I think he's a quality player at Ulster as well. No, I wouldn't say so. I just think that I'd be really interested. Irish fans, do let me know. Do let me know, folks, about what you think about Wales. Because for me, as a Welshman, sometimes the emotion can take over a little bit too much. But I just think we lack identity. We're a little bit confused on the way we want to play. We try and play one style, it doesn't work. Try and play another style, it doesn't work. And then we're like, well, what do we do now? There isn't a definitive way of playing, is there? So, Irish fans, the likes of Jerry, the likes of Luke Conway, Will Finnegan, let me know in the chat, folks, what do you think of Wales and what is going wrong? with us. And more changes for the Irish team. Looks like Cian Healy's going to come on here. Just add some more firepower. And James Ryan as well is coming on. So Andrew Porter is off. Sorry, James Ryan is off. Ryan Baird is coming on. Let's have a look. With Hansen, Lowe, Conway, Balogun, and possibly Stockdale gets back to his best, we might see the last of Earls, as good as he is. I think Earls will always have a place because of his versatility. He can play in the centre, can play in the wing, could potentially even do a job at fullback for you, potentially. Does Balogun want it, though? That is a good question. I'm a huge fan of Rob Balogun. I think he's a brilliant player. Watch the score is rolling on the bottom of your screen. It is 29 points to 0 to Ireland. They have the bonus point with about 13 minutes to go or so. It's been very good. Patience is a virtue. Love the Welsh and the Welsh supporters. Thank you very much, Jenny. Thank you. I wish I could be more happy today, but I can't. I think you'll be the best of the lot, Jerry. Absolutely. You need to sort your clubs out first. Your form in Europe is terrible the last few years. Well, none of them won in Europe this year. And I do think that there is a direct link between how your team is doing at a domestic level compared to your national team. But historically, though, when our teams have been doing poor, our national team has done well. But I don't think they've been as bad as they have been now. And I think potentially it's time to scrap the 60 cap law. Anyway, I don't know. It's a big, big question. Wales are an okay team. You're a dark horse. Teams that come up against you have to be careful. On today's performance, absolutely not. But we'll have to see. Will you be drunk by the time the game starts? I'm afraid I don't drink, Mickey. I'm afraid I don't drink. If I can get drunk on tea, I will try. Hello, Joe. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you as always. And yeah, good to see you. We are streaming, of course, on 3BOD, the Facebook group, and on the YouTube channel as well. We're going to be doing that across the Six Nations. And they 3BOD, if you don't know about them, loads of shows. Ulster Rugby Round Show, Leinster, Welsh Rugby Roundup Show. Oh my gosh, I can't remember them all. There's just so many, but great rugby chat as always. Do check them out. Only because you had Gatland as coach, potentially yes. But the thing with Gatland was we had an identity, wasn't it? We had an identity. Pivac, though, the problem with Pivac is we're 18 months out from a World Cup. So nothing is going to change in any time now. He's not going anywhere. And I wouldn't really want him to go anywhere, to be honest. So you've got to back him. But I want to see him just say, right, this is the way we're going to play. We're going to go for it. We're going to play this way. Doesn't matter about results. We're just going to play this way. Driving Wolf Island here. 5 meters out. Sorry, we kind of neglected the game, to be honest. It's so painful to watch. Slowly coming forward. I can't say who's at the back. Is it Finlay Bealham? But penalty to Wales, I think. I think there's been a crossing from the Irish. I think. Yes, it is. Yeah, so the problem with Pivac is he's not going anywhere. But I want him just to say, right, we're going to play this way. We're going to back our boys to play this way. Doesn't matter about results. We're going to have a clear identity. We're going to take that to the World Cup in 18 months. We don't have that. We don't know what we're doing. You know, people could be singing, you don't know what you're doing. Oh, which is very true. The players just seem confused. Under Gatland, we knew how we were going to play. We're going to be defensively very, very strong. We're going to use Jamie Roberts on the crash ball. We're going to use the likes of Shane Williams on the wing. We're going to have the likes of Priestland or Stephen Jones dictating things at 10. We're going to have a big physical pack. Yeah. There we go. Murray is on. Indeed, Conor Murray is on. And he is on, of course, for Gibson Park. I think Gibson Park has actually kept the tempo really high today and has just enabled Ireland just to find those gaps. Have the union money to contract players and keep them out of your club and manage the playing time? Yes and no. Yes and no. I'm not going to get into that debate today because we could be here forever. It is a penalty to Ireland at the scrum, though, collapsing the scrum, even though it was our ball. And it's just gone. It's just gone. 10 minutes to go, though. 10 minutes for Ireland to get the 50 points. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Now, I've got Irish fans messaging me. Lovely. There we go. It's all the banter, isn't it? But I've got to, the thing for Ireland is they have been good, but I just don't think they've come out of second gear. I think they've got another level to go to, which is stupidly concerning for the rest of the Six Nations, but even more concerning for us. Hi, Frank. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the game and looking forward to the rest of the Six Nations. Ireland are just too good for this Welsh team. Too inexperienced with confident Ireland team at home. Throw away Six Nations after last year's success. Look, last year, it was nice to win it. Of course it was. You cannot say that it's not nice to win a Six Nations. And we, as Welsh fans, we have been so lucky in terms of success. For the size of our country, the amount of players that we've got, the way our regions are going, we have overachieved. We have massively overachieved. To have won, I think it's 3 or 4 Grand Slams in the last 15 odd years. It's ridiculous, right? It is absolutely ridiculous. So we've been very, very lucky in that sense. And you can't turn around and be like, oh, well, like now we're doing crap and we should be doing so much better. But we've been very, very lucky, yes. But last year's Six Nations, winning it was great. But again, we had a lot of luck on our sides. I'd say all the red cards were right. Sheedy is on, by the way. Callum Sheedy is on. I think he's on for bigger. But you've got to say, I mean, last year, a lot of luck, lack of identity. That's the thing that really gets to me. Really gets to me is the lack of identity. And I think Scotland will be licking their lips looking at this game. I do agree with that. We're obviously losing Alun Wyn Jones. The back row, we just haven't really competed that well in that area at all today. So maybe a Navidi and a Tippett would offer a little bit more. Sheedy's gone for the kick, but he just hasn't reached touch. Do I think Wales will be better next game, or do you think they'll be the same as this? I don't think we'll be as bad as this because we're at home. It very much depends on what Scotland do today. If Scotland get a win today, they'll be on very high confidence. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more players back. But it's concerning. It's really, really concerning, this performance. Wales haven't been on form. They have not at all. Really, really struggled, haven't they? I've got even more Irish fans sending me messages. Oh, fair enough. If you chat a lot, you'll get it back, which is fair enough. But we have about 7 minutes or so to go. And a scrum to Wales. Wales with the ball, though, on the 10-metre line. Callum Sheedy. Oh, it's knocked on by, I think it's knocked on by Ireland there. So we'll come back for the original penalty from the offside. I'm almost tempted to just say take the points, just so that we're not nilled, just so that we haven't got 0. I would almost be tempted to do that. I would almost be tempted to do that. Right, line out. Well, we've gone to the corner here, so it's a brave decision. We've won the line out. Can we get a score before the end of the game? That is the question now, isn't it? Knocked on by Wales. Of course it is. Of course it is. Do I think Wales are going to win the Six Nations? Frank, no, absolutely not. I do not. I did do a predictions video and I said, I'll let you know, I said France to win it, Ireland in second, Scotland third. I said Wales in fourth. I then said England in fifth and then Italy sixth. Losing by 29-0, that's all. Oh, God. Poor sheep. I'm sure they'll be able to cope. I'm sure they'll have enough grass to eat. I think our first choice back row, when you've got the likes of Navidi, Tipuric, and Faletau, I think that can compete with anyone in the world. I really do. And I think Taine Basham is a fantastic young player, but I just don't think that he's at the level to take on the likes of a Caelan Doris or Josh van der Fleer. I just don't think he is. It is an Irishman in Ireland to win the Six Nations. Interesting. Where can you watch his live on ITV in the UK and S4C and Peacock in the USA? Taine Basham! We've got to try, boys! From absolutely nowhere, Wales have finally scored a try. We are not going to be nilled. We are not going to be nilled. Oh! Oh my gosh. It comes off there. Great tackle from Moriarty. I'm not sure who actually does the tackle, but Taine Basham intercepts. And he goes under the post. And we actually have a try. Try indeed. Wales in. Finally, we score. We got a try indeed. And Dan Biggar adds the 2 points. So Wales 7, Ireland 29. But, I mean, we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. But, yeah, well done. Basham has the best name in rugby, absolutely. And do you know what? He is a really exciting young player. Reads that really well. It's actually a brilliant tackle by Gareth Thomas, I think it is, the replacement prop. And it's a lovely intercept by Taine Basham. And Biggar adds the 2. Every point counts. Wales all over them. I wouldn't say so. Right, 4 minutes to go. Yeah, it's on ITV, Peacock in the USA. If you have a VPN, get a free VPN. Set your location to the UK. You can get free VPNs, and then you can watch it. Thanks, Frank. That's nice. Oh, Barry. Fair play, though. Fair play. I mean, we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. This is the comeback. If we can score, how many do we need? We need what? 22 points in 3 minutes. It's not on the iPlayer today, I'm afraid. It's on ITV in the UK. RTE player in Ireland. So if you can get that, that is the place to go. Pivac has to go. No. But he has to... he's got a lot of questions to answer. Not publicly, of course. He's not going to come out and say what completely went wrong today and whether it was all his fault or not. But he does need to answer a lot of questions. And he will have to do that in camp. Wales are just not the race today. I'm all the way in Vegas. Couldn't get a VPN to watch. Finally streams are great to listen to. Thanks. Better luck next time. Come on, Ireland. Jenny, glad you're enjoying. And well done to Ireland, indeed. Pivac getting to blame for all the Welsh injuries. True. That is another concern. Mac Hansen has been given man of the match. Wow. I would not have given it to him. I'll see if the Scotland game, but I'll be drunk by then. That'll be good. Good game. It's not on the iPlayer. It's on ITV. Thanks for the great commentary. Glad you great commentary. Can't even talk. Glad you've enjoyed. Absolutely glad you enjoyed, Billy. And don't forget, folks, straight after this at 4:30, we'll be going live with England against Scotland up at Murrayfield. And we're going to go live with that. So once this one finishes, it'll load straight into that if you're watching on YouTube. Mac Hansen, man of the match. Absolutely, he was indeed. Ireland looking to finish with potentially another score here. Sexton kicking was excellent today. It was. I think Ringrose has been brilliant. I thought Conway obviously got 2 tries. Oh, Conor Murray, half the break there. Minute and a half to go here. Conor Murray, Hugo Keenan, well tackled by Tompkins, well ripped by Tompkins, but it has been knocked on by Ireland, first of all, I want to say it was. Honestly, I know Joe has spoken about potentially doing a few shows together over the course of the Six Nations, and I don't think I could have come on one of those shows with you guys if we hadn't have got a single point. I'm debating doing all the games. Potentially, we might not do France, Italy tomorrow. Depends if there's an appetite for it, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see. But we are certainly going to do all of the home nations. Certainly going to do them all. So stick around for that. Subscribe for that as well. Yeah, the easiest one of the lot. Right, scrum to Wales then, 20 seconds to go. I am going to do a really quick match reaction, which will be out on the channel in the next 10 minutes or so. And then we're obviously going to go and do the Scotland against England watch along. So do join us live for that. But how would I assess this performance from an Irish perspective? Very, very good. They've looked, attacking-wise, they've looked really exciting. Haven't really have to come out of second gear, to be honest. For Wales, there were moments in the first half, towards the end of the first half, where we looked dangerous. But other than that, we've just been dominated in every single facet. I think the big thing as well is that Josh Adams hasn't worked in the centre whatsoever. The big ball carriers and the big players that we want to get on the ball have just not had the ball enough. And we've lost the battle of the breakdown. And as I just say that, the ball is turned over and Ireland have got another turnover. I mean, are they going to go for another try? That is the... Conor Murray with the ball at the base of the scrum, gives it into his forwards, out to Joey Carberry. He steps inside, tackled by Dylan Lewis, just outside the 22. Inside ball, lovely angle from Tyburn. Tyburn, 7 metres out. Bundyaki picks and goes up to the 5-metre line. And the ball is won by Wales. And that will be that. That'll be the full-time score, ladies and gentlemen. I think it'll be the full-time score. Clock's in the red. Are we going to keep playing? What is even the point? Keep playing? I don't know. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Thanks, Jerry. Glad you have enjoyed. Thank you for your insight on everything, as always. And always a pleasure. Val, I ain't going to read your comment. Oh, we've thrown away the ball. Beautiful stuff. Our line-out's collapsed. If you don't laugh, you cry. Honestly, we've completely lost our heads. We've just completely gone. Just put us out of our misery. Just kick it off. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. I'm glad you've enjoyed, Rob, and I hopefully will see you soon. Who do you think will win? Well, considering the game is in the red and the game is pretty much over, I think Ireland are going to win. Shock horror. 29 points to 7. They are leading, though. Enjoyed the match, buddy. Come on, Scotland. Absolutely. Do join us for that, of course, next. That's going to be live about 30:30. David Topping, keep an eye on Rhys Edwards. Absolutely. The boxing, of course, is tonight. We are truly awful. Yeah, it's not been a good performance. It is a mess for us. It has been. Just kick the ball off Ireland. Just put us out of our misery, please. Not really, to be honest. Last year, it was woeful. Oh, there's a lovely open space here for Matt Hansen. He's going to try and beat Louis Rees-Zammit. He is tackled. Both of them are absolutely rapid. Advantage from the knock-on. And that will be that. Yes, there we go. Full-time score then. It is 29 points to 7 for Ireland. The home team have scored 5 tries, I think I want to say it is, that they've got in the end. And that is the final score. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, of course, don't forget, this is next. England against Scotland live from 4:30 p.m. with kickoff at 4:45. So do join me for that. It'll load straight into that. The minute this finishes, it'll load straight into that. So if you just leave it on the background when you're going to get a drink or whatever you're doing, and then you'll be able to join us for that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this opening game of the Six Nations. Yeah, not quite my my favourite game, but hopefully things will get better. And we will see. Enjoy the MLR. Yeah, MLR is kicking off. Thanks to Coach Ian for the Calcutta Cup. GG indeed. And I will see you in a bit. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you for the Scotland-England game in just a few minutes. Don't go